This is CalmCast Mitch, and welcome to ASMR review. And today we're going to be talking about a classic, for me anyway. Cogarnach has been another one of those classics for me. We'll run the numbers for Cogarnach. Cogarnach has 283 subscribers with 34 videos. And the videos range from anywhere from about a half an hour to just a couple minutes. And normally when we're speaking ASMR, modern ASMR, basically the basic idea for an ASMR content creator, I would say if you're not hitting the 20-minute plus mark, you're probably not getting, I would assume you're probably not getting many views. The average creator that I see is making at least 20-minute ASMR videos just because people want something to latch onto as they sleep and then extra time for them to pass out basically, or as a stress relief, anxiety relief, something to focus on. So any longer period of time is generally what you want. Cogarnach here was a hobbyist 100%, and his videos range from 11 years ago to 7 years ago. And these videos are not modern ASMR videos. They are what was called, or where I got the term Whisperverse from. One of his videos is called the Whisperverse. He is pretty opinionated against the term ASMR, actually. When it was really starting to come out, he was very against it. And as I was actually also at the time listening to his videos, I understood why, because especially at the time it seemed very pseudoscientific and it wasn't using his words. And I didn't do much research into it myself at the time. But seeing it now, as everybody's using it, it's more of hopping on the train. But if that's what it's known as, I would rather it kind of be called the Whisperverse, but then that kind of pigeonholes it into one thing. So Cogarnach was huge for me in perceiving how to handle the entirety of the ASMR community, which he doesn't like that word either, community, which was funny to me at the time, being the whisper community. He didn't like it being a community so much as a place for people to exist, which is why he liked the Whisperverse of posting into a certain area and just kind of being a part of the overall experience versus having it get big. This is when it was really in its infancy. I mean, 7 to 11 years ago for ASMR, it wasn't really called ASMR. There was definitely people talking about it, but it definitely wasn't like it's the common name now. It wasn't then. Going back and seeing these videos, these are very low volume, only whispers. There's no, I believe there's some soft-spoken to his videos. They say soft-spoken in the title, but I don't remember exactly. I only remember him really whispering. He might go back and forth, kind of like maybe what I do, sort of. As much as I don't agree with everything he says in these videos, especially now, I did when I was listening to him, definitely kind of absorbed what he said, and I was a sponge for that. But I don't entirely agree anymore. I don't really care what we call it, as long as it has become a thing. I'm really excited that the ASMR community has blown up into this, and I think he's more of a lurker now, but I'm a huge fan of his voice. It's very low volume, almost reminds me of Lloyd's ASMR, where you kind of have to turn up the volume compared to other ASMR creators who have everything, like the gain's really high and you can hear every little thing. Cogarnach used to record on a little like iPod Classic, like even before iPod Touches were a thing. In one of his videos he even says like a weird iPod phone thing. So iPhones weren't even a thing yet, so to put into perspective. And Cogarnach is an Irish creator, so it's a different accent than I'm used to hearing. And just to kind of get, talks and perspectives from a different place is always cool, and that's kind of what Cogarnach was. It was a big rambler ASMR creator, which is not a bad thing. I like rambling for ASMR quite a lot. He would do some Wikipedia surfing, talk, just kind of ramble. He has one video where he has a soapbox video called Psykicks. He would just kind of speak what was on his mind, and honestly, these kind of channels I don't see them existing too much anymore, where somebody just kind of comes on and rambles about their opinions on things. It seems very older YouTube to have this kind of ASMR type setup where you come in and ramble about what is just kind of on your mind, and it happens, but this was the core feel from Cogarnach. Like, there are people outside of the ASMR community just on YouTube that do this, and that's not what I'm talking about. I mean more of in the ASMR community, people coming in and just talking about life. It doesn't happen so much, not so personal. I feel like we don't know content creators maybe as much as we think we do. We probably only know little bits. For most of them, we only know their content. We don't know them as people for the most part. And Cogarnach really let you into the inner workings, I guess. Even only with a couple of these videos, that's how it was. Which isn't always a positive or negative, because there's not really there's not a huge variety here. Like Aurora Whispers is going to be in one of my classics. Cogarnach is also going to be in a classic, but it's pretty much just whisper ramblings. Like 90% of his content is whisper ramblings, which is great. That's what I was here for back then. If Cogarnach started making videos again, I would listen to them because his voice is awesome. But you're not going to get any visuals here. You're not going to get, well, the wikis count as readings, I guess. But there's no visuals. There's not really sound assortments. It's pretty much just him whispering into a microphone on an old iPod. And that's pretty much it from Cogarnach and what you're going to get. But I would still say go check out his videos. At 283 subs and not making content anymore, you're not going to get anything new. But I really felt like I should make this because Cogarnach was huge for me when I first started listening to ASMR, and really got me to think about my own perspective on ASMR. As much as I may not agree, I respect his opinions on the Whisperverse, and I still call it that. But I don't think ASMR community is a bad name either. If that's what we've decided to call it, that's fine for me. And a lot of people have a positive view on that anyway. But there was always going to be somebody who didn't enjoy it. And I think that might have been a part of the reason why he's kind of gone now. But if Cogarnach somehow listens to this, I would like to encourage him to come back and make some videos, because it's just, if they enjoy it truly as a hobby, and, for whatever reason they're discouraged on making videos again, that is the same thing with Aurora. Maybe it's just a selfish wish, but I would like to see all these classics come back and still be making videos. I would still listen to them. I have one that I'm holding off on making, and I really want a specific creator to come back. We'll see if anybody else who has listened to these old creators, these like 10 plus years ago creators, I don't know. We can see if somebody's going to guess. But Cogarnach is definitely an old favorite, and the images that they use are just nice, just like black and white or little artist depictions of things. It's just old, relaxing whispering videos. So go take a listen to Cogarnach, even though it was years ago. Tell him CalmCast sent you, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for listening, everyone. And if you would consider liking and subscribing, you'd be doing me a favor. Leave me a comment on what you'd like to see next, or what you'd like in general. Be nice, be well, drink plenty of water. I'll see you around.